Hi amigos, in this episode we will expose an essential feature of our lives in the digital age that makes us lose our engagement with reality and be prone to believe in any theory regardless of how intelligent we are or we think we are. The best way to illustrate it is with the story of Kate and Dr. Randall in the movie Don't Look Up by Adam McKay, which was released on December 21st on Netflix. Now, Kate, a young astrophysics researcher, discovers a giant comet making its way towards the Earth and in about 6 months will cause a planet-wide extinction event. The discovery is approved by her professor, Dr. Randall Mindy, and later on by NASA. Kate and Dr. Randall rush to present their discovery to the president in the White House, but the president, surprisingly, seems like they couldn't care less and is far more concerned about the incoming elections. So they decide to try approaching the public directly and present the discovery on a morning talk show, but it seems that the hosts treat the topic frivolously and makes a fool of them. And as a result, the public completely ignores that warning and instead they only pay attention to their style and how they look. Now, the next spin in the plot comes when the president decides to distract public attention from a sex scandal in which she is involved in by instead confirming Kate and Dr. Randall's discovery. Now, later on, the world opinion is divided into two groups. Ones that believe the story and the others that firmly deny it as a political conspiracy. And the two sides continue to argue with each other, and the fact that anyone can raise their head up at any time and witness this enormous comet doesn't seem to help until eventually, let's not spoil this movie. If you haven't seen the movie yet, let me tell you, you would definitely enjoy it on Netflix. And if you have seen it, well, you know exactly how it ends. So, what do you think the movie tells us about our reality in the digital age? Do you think the director has totally exaggerated this? Or could this movie actually unfold some concealed truths about our own life? It's for sure some food for thought. But before we move on, if you like this content, please hit that subscribe button right now. It's really helpful to ensure that we keep on making great videos just like this one. Okay, so where were we? How many people do you know that actually believe that climate change is just a political conspiracy, regardless of what we have all witnessed in the last years? And how many people do you know who held the belief or still believe that COVID-19 is carried by the air by 5G mobile phones or was invented to conceal the 5G technology? Or what about the belief that the 12 Apollo astronauts never walked on the moon? Or that the US government has signed a contract with aliens to conduct experiments on humans? Now, why does it seem that so many people are entirely ignorant of reality, regardless of the facts that they witness? Ironically and counterintuitively, as our science and technology progresses, we are sadly stepping further from the truth and not closer as we might think we are. So to be more precise, we are losing more and more touch with reality as our technology evolves. Now, since most of us don't even bother to turn on the TV anymore, but prefer consuming news directly from our social media feeds, it means we barely have common grounds to stand on as a society anymore. And that is because all of these social feeds, which in most cases can be the only news feeds we have access to, are simply a unique composition of posts, each one selected intelligibly by some algorithm, especially for us with one single intention, to make us become more engaged with that social media feed. And the more that we are busy scrolling through our news feeds and stoned by its magic, the more likely we end up sharing our personal information, which advertisers are paying the social feeds to find out about us to make more money from your purchases. Now, for this magic to be really effective, the algorithms, well, they have to be the smart guys and we have to be the fools. Otherwise, it just won't work. any friction within this process, which could be facing any form of disagreement with the current social discussion or losing attention of those endless engagement times with long, complicated texts, or even if we refuse to completely not use that digital platform, obviously stops people making money. So the best strategy is to expose us to the posts that we are guaranteed or predicted to like based on our own interactions in the past on those digital platforms. Get this, your genuine opinions and ideologies are no longer considered important. The only thing that matters is whether you will be obsessively scrolling the feed and what personal information you can share. Now, the byproduct of this purely economic point of view by these owners of the social networks becomes a society in which people no longer need to face any different opinions or to stand any rational standard to acquire their worldview. And there's enough digital matter in the world to construct any feed for anyone with any particular preferences. The end result is a society of fools with a limited or no relation to reality or any rational measurement whatsoever. Now, the internet was once all about free information for all, a promise of liberation and social emancipation with the hope of getting closer to the truth. Today, there are a few but huge corporations that, whether you realize this or not, control the information that we have access to, meaning they dictate the rules which we all obey. And on top of all of this, the most significant indicator that we are losing engagement with reality is the worshipping of styles and aesthetics by paying attention not to content, but the essence of everything else to do with popular culture. And we can easily see this wherever we look. People are far more concerned about the personal lives of celebrities than their own personal matters. And that means people stop listening to the words and only pay attention to the way the words sound. Politicians are models and models become politicians. And in popular culture, reality, well, it's boiled down to the simple fact of what is the colour of the dress and the style of the hair. Now, when popular culture and the digital world fuse together, everything quickly loses meaning and everything can be manipulated, rendered, distorted, copied, pasted, and altered within an accelerating pace. Things shine and wither too quickly to be noticed without gaining meaning before they are replaced with something else. And that's exactly what evokes the absurdity in which we live. The same absurdity when Dr. Randall speaks about the extinction of humankind, while people back home are far more amused by the sexy cute geeks freak show. Well, that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed this video and gained a new perspective. Please don't forget to raise your thumbs up, to like and subscribe to this channel. I appreciate it so much. Hasta luego, amigos.